Hello and welcome to the complete guide to the new range of Tailfin Frame Bags. In this video, we will go through introducing the bags to you, talk a bit about the development process, show you the features that make them stand out above everything on the market at the moment, and show you how to fit them onto your bike. After over 3 years of development, we finally have our first range of Tailfin Frame Bags, comprising of 9 unique half-frame and wedge-style models. As with any Tailfin product, the emphasis is on making sure that we have the majority of riders covered. Whether you ride a 47cm or a 61cm frame, we have a size that fits your bike. Now, the frame bag is the very heart of a complete bikepacking system, and we've strived for a very long time to create the best performing frame bag in existence. While there are already highly regarded frame bags on the market, most of which do a really good job, none are 100% perfect. During our research, we found out that there were a lot of fundamental issues that riders have with existing frame bags. Production frame bags can lack enough size options and can be a poor fit. Most don't have an internal structure, which can lead to bulging, which then can cause knee rub, which can be a big problem. Thirdly, you'll find that lack of structure can also mean there's lack of support for the zip, which can cause zip failures. Most frame bags also use Velcro to attach to the frame. Now, this can rub against the skin, it can rub against your clothing, or more importantly, because it's difficult to get Velcro tight, it can cause damage to your frame. A lot of frame bags have a map pocket, which is a thin pocket. The problem with this is you can't carry a huge amount in it. A lot of people also run a frame bag with a top tube bag, and you end up with multiple straps, which looks ugly. Most frame bags also attach using 3 points, the top, the front, and the back, which can limit size options. A lot of frame bags lack support, which means that you need to use both hands to operate the zip effectively, which is very difficult to do while you're riding. It's an extensive list, right? So how do you approach such a project if you're Tailfin? Well, you start with a genuinely innovative approach to data collection. After trawling various bike shops and brand websites, we realized that collecting the correct frame data was going to be critical for the success of our project. To push to the next level, we engaged our customer base and asked riders to send in photos of their current bike setup, along with a set of specific measurements. Over 500 riders sent in photos of their setups. And to make sense of all of that data, one of our design engineers created a custom piece of software to turn those photos into heat maps. And it was those heat maps that created the basis of our sizing approach. After much agonizing, we settled on the 9 sizes you see in this range. 6 half frame bags and 3 wedge style frame bags. They range in volume from 1.9 litres for the smallest of the wedges, up to 6.5 litres of volume in the triple XL half frame bag. With this number and volume of bags, we are satisfied that we can give riders from extra small to double XL frame sizes at least one option for a perfect fit. So why have we launched with both half and wedge frame bags? Well, during our research phase, we also asked those riders that sent in photos of their setups to show us what their water bottle preferences were like, as in what size and number of bottles they like to carry. And it was based on this, we decided to come up with the 2 different options. So this gives riders the option to choose their frame bag based on storage capacity or on water carrying ability. Now, you could just size up or size down the frame bag to give you those options, but we wanted to give an additional truncated wedge shape, which gives all riders the ability to run a larger water bottle on the seat tube. Just producing multiple sizes and hoping for the best is definitely not the Tailfin way. So there are a few additional features which allow our frame bags to seamlessly fit with the majority of frames. Key of which is, although there is structure inside the pack, the front and the rear are conformable, which allows it to adjust to accommodate different frame designs and internal frame geometry. The Tailfin Frame Bag is definitely not your standard soft and floppy offering. It uses the same construction as all of Tailfin's bags, so therefore it's a combination of Hypalon and ripstop nylon, and it's high frequency welded to ensure fully waterproof performance. We use the Hypalon in higher wear areas and then the ripstop nylon to reduce weight, so therefore you have a complete durable and lightweight package when it comes together. Now, we identified early on, and I mentioned it earlier, that one of the biggest problems with current frame bags is the chances of knee rub. So that's when it's overstuffed, so you've put too much stuff in, it bulges the sides, and then it can interfere with your leg and your knee. Now, at its best, this can be irritating, but at its worst, it can cause ride-ending injuries. We knew we needed to add structure, but the problem is when you add structure, you also add stiffness. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't add too much stiffness. The key to this was creating what we call our carbon space frame. So this is a two-part system inside to create structure, but it still allows perfect performance. So this consists of carbon struts across the top, and then we have carbon struts in the sides. Not only does this prevent the rider from overstuffing the bag and therefore causing knee rub, but it also allows us to support the zips. We soon found, however, that using the same carbon struts on all sizes simply didn't work. On the smaller sizes, it was too stiff and it limited access to the inside of the bag. Whereas on the larger sizes, it wasn't stiff enough and didn't prevent that bulging that we wanted it to prevent. Determining the optimum thickness for the carbon struts for all of the sizes is one of the reasons why it's taken us so long to get to this endpoint. But once we determined the optimum thickness for all of them, it then meant we could provide comparable performance across all sizes in terms of how it prevents bulging and how easy it is to access the inside. One additional thing to note about the carbon struts is these are user accessible and they are removable. So if you're somebody that never suffers from knee rub and really wants the ability to overstuff your frame bag, then you can access them through the hydration port here and simply slide them out. As with our top two bag range, these new frame bags feature 3D shaping with a tapered design. And this has been mapped to follow the movement of the leg during the pedaling motion. And the areas most at risk of interference benefit from both a vertical and horizontal taper. High on the list of issues that many riders experience with their existing frame bags is the tendency for zip failures. This could be caused through overfilling the bag, a lack of support for the zip, pulling the zipper the wrong way, or simply through dirt and wear and tear. Our carbon structure and internal space frame help to support the zip and prevent it from bursting by reducing the pressure of contents and also minimizing the pinch points where the Velcro normally attaches the bag to the frame. This support can be seen in the zip operation, which is now a true one-handed technique with minimal restriction on zip movement. And when it came time to choosing the right zip, we didn't just want to plump for a YKK AquaGuard. We felt there were better options out there to give us better weatherproofing. So the zip that we use is under pre-tension and is designed to absolutely minimize the chance of any water getting into this and also minimizing any chance of damage during operation. We also had to carefully consider the size of the zip that we were going to use. We couldn't just use the same size over all 9 sizes. There wasn't enough space on the smaller ones to use a larger zip, which is why you'll find everything from a number 6 up to a number 10 size zip on our frame bags. This gives the same level of performance throughout all 9 sizes as well. We learned a lot about zips from our top 2 bag range, and one of the critical pieces of feedback we received was to do with some unwanted rattle and noise. Now, we always listen to feedback and we aim to continuously improve our products. So we went back to the drawing board for our frame bags and actually designed our own custom slider and puller arrangement in order to reduce noise and rattle as much as possible. One final thing to note about the zip is both sides have a garage here, which is designed for 2 things. Number 1, When inserting the zip fully into that garage, it reduces any chance of any noise from the zip. But number two, when it's pushed in there fully, it means that this zip is fully waterproof. Regular frame bags use Velcro or other inherently unstable materials in order to attach the frame. And these can introduce a degree of movement while out riding. Over time, even on clean and dry roads, this movement can damage the finish of your beloved bike. Now, there's two solutions to this to prevent this damage. One, you could completely cover your bike in helicopter tape or in VisiFrame, or you could fit one of our new frame bags. And the secret to this is our V-mount system. This is now in its third evolution, so it was first seen in our down tube packs and then recently on our top tube pack range. Now it's on our frame bags. The V-mount system consists of several parts, all working in harmony. From the tacky rubber boots, to the grippy and abrasion-resistant TPU straps, the hard-welded garage or tunnel system, to the way it transfers the rigidity to the internal structure of the frame bag itself. These V-mounts create a very robust system which can withstand any knock from the rider regardless of terrain and conditions. And that means we can actually guarantee complete stability even when used on very thin tubed frames. When attached correctly using our TPU straps, you can be safe in the knowledge that your frame bag won't be moving anywhere. An important thing to note about the position of our V-mounts is that on the majority of the frame bags where there are three on the top, the front two are designed in consideration with our top tube bag range. The V-mounts on the top tube bag range mirror exactly where the V-mounts are on the frame bags. This allows you to share straps, keeping it clutter-free and giving your bike a very clean aesthetic. Whilst the internal carbon space frame, the custom zips and our V-mounts might be the stars of the show when it comes to our new frame bag range, there are still a few other features that elevate it even further that I want to show you now. All 9 sizes of frame bag have a map pocket on the left side, but whereas most traditional map pockets tend to be quite restrictive in terms of what they can carry, ours can fit larger or bulkier items. And it's thanks to a stretch mesh internal divider. And what this does, this allows you to put these larger, bulkier items in, but it pushes it in towards the middle of the frame bag, as opposed to outside towards your legs, therefore reducing the chances of extra knee rub. We've also added some additional organization inside of the bag. So on the map pocket side, you will find some additional small pockets on the internal mesh divider. And in the main compartment, there's a zipped valuables pocket, so for your cards or keys or money. And you will also find some additional straps at the top of the bag. This is for attaching something like a pump, and it's been designed to be in such a place as it minimizes dead space. Our packs feature a port on the front which is compatible with hydration hoses, allowing you to access that liquid on the go. This can also be used as a cable port, so if you are running a power bank, then you can pass your cables through and then you can keep your tech charged as you're going as well. Finally, and as we've mentioned before, our signature welded construction and material choices have enabled us to create a fully waterproof frame bag. This allows you to keep your valuables and electronics safe and dry while enjoying your ride. So once you've chosen your Tailfin Frame Bag and you've received it, what do you actually get in the box? First things first, there are the instructions. These are obviously very important. You have the frame bag itself, and then there are 4 straps. There are 3 shorter and 1 longer strap for you to choose and use. Fitting your Tailfin Frame Bag is very straightforward, and it comes with some simple to follow instructions. We're going to go through those today and give you a couple of extra hints and tips to make sure that you can get it fitted perfectly. First step is to take your straps and to pass them loosely through the V-mounts. So the shorter straps go across the top and the longer strap is for the down tube positioned V-mount. Once you have them in place, you can then place the frame bag onto your bike in the correct position. If you have bottles in place, then it should hold it all there, but the next step is to loosely attach your straps. These will hold it in place so the bag shouldn't drop. Once you've attached your pack and slid it forward so the lower V-mount touches the down tube, the next stage is to tighten the straps up fully. Good tip here is to start off with the rearmost strap because this will hold everything in place. So tighten this one up. Don't worry too much about where the ends of the straps are right now because you might need to adjust this to be in the optimum place. Once you've done that one, go to the one on the down tube. With those two tight, everything should stay in place. Now, if you have a thin tubed frame like this Fairlight here, you might find this lower one is quite long, so there's a large tail. You can trim this down, of course, to make it easier. With those two in place, tighten up the other two. And then the final thing, before we start tidying everything up, is to make sure that the zips move nice and easily and there's no pulling of that zip at all. So that feels nicely on there. Once you have your straps tightened up, the next stage is to neaten everything off. So the V-mounts have a garage inside, so the tail can slide into that again. If it comes out the other side, you can either adjust where the buckle is to balance everything out, or the strap itself comes with a keeper, so you can use the end of the keeper to slide the end of the tail in. Do that with all of the straps. As I said before, if you have a thin tube bike and you've got excess on the tail on this one, you can trim that down. Slide that through. Once you're happy that everything is balanced and the tails are nice and neat, give everything a quick push to make sure that nothing moves untoward. And then once that's done, you're good and ready to ride. If you want to fit your new Tailfin frame bag with your existing Tailfin top tube bag and share the straps, then there's a couple of little hints and tips that will make your life a lot easier when it comes to installation. First of all, start with the straps you want to share attached to the top tube bag, and then slide them through the V-mounts of the frame bag like so. Once they're in place, pull them all the way through. And then what you want to do is you want to keep the top tube bag on an angle like so. Then this will give you much more room to be able to tighten these up fully. Loosely attach them so everything stays in place. And then pull the buckle right up to the top tube bag like so, and then tighten it. So this can take a couple of times to get right, so don't be afraid to just play around. Then once that's on, slide it through, and then do the same on the front one as well. Then once you've pulled that through, don't worry about this a little bit for now, we can pull that through in a second. Slide your top tube bag over. You know you've done it up tight if it is quite difficult to do that. That then guarantees it will stay in place when it's all in the right angle. Then you can access the ends of the straps, pull them through, and then you can tuck them into the V-mount garages. I hope this video has helped you to understand the thinking behind our new range of frame bags. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section. And please visit our website to find out more about our products or if you require more support.